Today, we're diving into a gritty, street-level story that brings together two of Marvel's most unlikely allies, the cunning Joe Fixit, also known as the Gray Hulk, and the relentless vigilante, the Punisher. This isn't just a mindless brawl. It's a tale of misunderstanding, brutal action, and a temporary alliance forged in the grimy underbelly of Chicago. Our story kicks off in the Windy City. Chicago's criminal underworld is buzzing. The various mob bosses have called a meeting, a summit of the city's most dangerous figures. But they're not the only ones with an interest in this gathering. A new player has arrived in town, a figure of immense power and surprising intellect. Operating under the name Joe Fixit. Dressed in a sharp suit, he's imposing, intelligent, and much, much stronger than he looks. This is, of course, the Gray Hulk. Unlike his more savage green counterpart, Joe Fixit is a thinker, a strategist. He's come to Chicago not to join the mob, but to control it. He wants to clean up the streets, but he believes the only way to do that is to take charge of the entire criminal element from the top down. He figures if he's the kingpin, he can dictate the terms, reduce unnecessary violence, and bring a twisted sense of order to the chaos. He's walking a fine line, using the devil's tools to do what he sees as good work. But someone else is watching from the shadows, someone who doesn't see shades of gray, only black and white. Frank Castle, the Punisher. From his vantage point, he sees a monstrous figure meeting with known criminals. He sees a threat, plain and simple. To him, Joe Fixit is just another gangster, a superpowered one at that, trying to carve out a piece of the pie. The Punisher doesn't care about motives or long-term plans. He sees a bad guy, and his solution is always the same: punishment. So, as Joe Fixit makes his way to the mob meeting, the Punisher decides it's time to intervene. He doesn't announce himself. He just opens fire. A hail of bullets erupts, peppering the street around the Gray Hulk. Joe is surprised, but not unprepared. The bullets bounce off his incredibly dense skin, annoying him more than anything. Joe Fixit isn't the mindless Green Hulk. He doesn't just roar and smash. He's annoyed. "Hey pal, you're ruining a perfectly good suit." The Punisher doesn't respond with words, only with more firepower. He switches to heavier caliber rounds, explosives, anything he has in his arsenal to take down this new brute. A ferocious battle erupts in the streets of Chicago. The Punisher is a master tactician. He uses the environment, setting traps, using hit-and-run tactics. He knows he can't win a straight-up fistfight with a Hulk, even a gray one. He tries to immobilize him, blind him, wear him down. He throws grenades, fires rocket launchers, and unloads clip after clip. But Joe Fixit is still a Hulk. He's immensely strong and durable. He tears up chunks of the street to use as shields, overturns cars to block lines of fire, and methodically closes the distance between them. The fight is brutal. It's a classic unstoppable force versus an immovable object, but with a tactical twist. The Punisher is relentless, but he's starting to realize this isn't just some dumb monster. Joe Fixit is thinking, adapting, and getting angrier. The angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes. Finally, Joe gets his hands on Frank. He smashes his guns, tears away his gear, and pins him against a wall, lifting him off the ground with one hand. "Are you done yet?" Joe growls, his face inches from the Punisher's. For a moment, it looks like this is the end for Frank Castle. But even now, pinned and powerless, the Punisher just glares back, defiant. He's ready to die for his mission. It's this lack of fear that gives Joe pause. He sees the skull on Frank's chest and finally puts two and two together. "Wait a minute, you're the Punisher," Joe says, a hint of realization in his voice. "I've heard about you. You're supposed to be taking out scum, not guys in nice suits." He loosens his grip slightly. "What's your problem with me?" "I haven't done anything." Frank Castle, ever the pragmatist, spits out, "You're meeting with the 5 families. In my book, that makes you one of them." Joe explains his plan. He's not there to join the mob. He's there to take it over, to dismantle it from the inside and stop the random, chaotic crime that plagues the city. He wants to consolidate power so he can control the flow of illegal activity, essentially choking it off at the source. He's trying to achieve the same goal as the Punisher, just with a completely different and morally ambiguous method. The Punisher is skeptical. He's a man of absolutes, but he's also not stupid. He can see the logic in it, even if he doesn't like it. He's been fighting a never-ending war, a war of attrition. Joe Fixit is offering a chance to cut the head off the snake in one fell swoop. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least for tonight. Reluctantly, Frank agrees to a temporary truce. All right, Fixit, we do it your way. But if I see you crossing a line, I'll put you down for good. Joe just smirks. Fair enough, Skullferface. Now let's go crash a party. So this bizarre duo, the sharp-dressed Hulk and the skull-clad vigilante, team up. They head to the mob summit together, and what follows is pure, unadulterated chaos for the criminals of Chicago. The mob bosses are in the middle of their meeting when the door is literally ripped from its hinges. The scene is absolute pandemonium. The gangsters panic, drawing their weapons, but they are hopelessly outmatched. Joe Fixit is a wrecking ball, tossing goons around like ragdolls, smashing tables, and shrugging off bullets. He's the muscle, the overwhelming force that breaks their defenses. The Punisher is the surgical instrument. He moves with deadly precision, disarming and neutralizing threats with brutal efficiency. He's not killing them a concession to Joe for this team-up, but he's making sure they'll never hold a gun again. Together, they're an unstoppable force. Joe's brute strength and Joe's tactical mind combined with the Punisher's combat expertise and ruthless efficiency. They corner the bosses, and Joe delivers his ultimatum. The city is under new management, his management. Any unsanctioned crime will be met with his personal attention. The terrified bosses, having just witnessed their entire operation crumble, quickly agree. With the job done, the sun begins to rise over Chicago. The immediate threat is neutralized. Joe Fixit and the Punisher stand amidst the wreckage of the criminal empire they just toppled. They look at each other, two very different beings who found common ground for one night. There's no handshake, no friendly backpatting. It's just a moment of quiet, mutual respect. "You're not so bad for a monster," the Punisher grunts, reloading his sidearm. Joe Fixit adjusts his now torn suit. "And you're not so bad for a psychopath." My plan's in motion. "The streets should be a little quieter now." Frank nods. "For now, but if things get loud again, I'll know who to call." "Likewise," Joe replies. "If you ever need some heavy lifting done, you've got my number. But try not to shoot me first next time." With that, Joe Fixit melts back into the shadows of the city, leaving the Punisher to his solitary war. They part ways, two lone wolves returning to their own hunts, but with the knowledge that, should the need arise, they have a powerful and unexpected ally to call upon, an alliance born from a misunderstanding and forged in battle. Proving that sometimes the strangest partnerships can be the most effective. Let me know in the comments what you think of this team-up. Do you think Joe's plan could actually work? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the comic book world. See you next time.